All right, so there's guys out there who live in a constant state of anxiety and approval seeking, right? They're constantly seeking approval. They may even try to act cool, but it never quite fits their personality. And they may even act like, oh, they don't care about approval. When they go home, they die for the approval of others. Whereas there's other guys out there who just express themselves truly, warts and all. And these guys get a lot farther. I'm going to talk about the difference here specifically. I'm going to talk about my experience struggling with anxieties, insecurities, which I've struggled greatly with those things. And I'm very transparent about on this channel. And I'll talk about what really helped me to overcome that, for lack of a better term, right? Without further ado, let's dive into it. I remember clearly I was sitting on the couch with my cousin, right? My cousin's on the other side of the couch. Asked him, hey, can you take me to like a hookah lounge or a hookah bar, right? This was before. I'd never been to a hookah lounge or bar before. It's my first time, right? And he says, yeah, sure. I'm like, okay, great. So then we get to the lounge, and in the lounge, there's like this bench, right? So I'm sitting on one side, my cousin is sitting beside me, and to the right of him is one of his friends, and to the left of us are like these girls and this other group that we don't know, right? So they're separate from us. Now, the whole time that I was at this hookah lounge, I was literally shaking with like anxiety. I swear, we were there for like an hour, 30 minutes, and for that whole hour and 30 minutes, words as I spoke, like I would literally stutter, and I was fidgeting the whole time, shaking the whole time from anxiety. Right? My cousin was nice enough not to say anything about it, even though it was a very awkward hour, 30 minutes, whatever it was. And then we went back home. So the point that I'm trying to drive home here is, if you are someone who also struggles with like anxiety, insecurities, like trust me, I get what that's like. I'm not trying to like make a comparison. Oh, mine was worse or yours worse. This isn't a comparison game whatsoever, right? I just really want to drive the point home that I understand what it's like to be in that position, right? And part of the issue here is when you're in that position, some people will say, "Oh, just fake it till you make it. Just be confident. Just be happy, bro." Like, no, take that thought out the window. We don't listen to those people. These people put a train of thought on us that doesn't serve us whatsoever. Look, I tried that, right? I've tried that, and ultimately, and I'll talk about this a little bit more after. But I feel like that is the just be confident theory is the opposite side of the same coin. Like if an inferiority complex is here, which is basically what I struggled with, where I felt like I was pathetic and not good at anything, didn't feel good about myself whatsoever. So if on the left side it's an inferiority complex, assuming this is a spectrum, on the left side is the inferiority complex. On the right side is the superiority complex, right? Oh no, I'm actually very confident. Oh no, at least that was my experience, right? At least that was my experience. Now, next thing I remember is this happened a few weeks ago. Is I'm at my boxing gym, and I'm just there's a bag in front of me. I'm just hitting it, practicing, whatever. And my trainer walks up to me, and he says, "Oh, we have a fight night coming up. Do you want to fight?" And I say, "Yeah, sure." And I think a week after I fought, right, I lost the fight, just to be transparent. But the point I'm making, to go from someone who literally goes to a hookah bar, lounge, and is slightly uncomfortable and literally shaking from anxiety, and it can't control himself, to get him to a point where I can do things like step into a fight, right? Doesn't mean I don't get anxious when doing it, but the point is I'm able to do that, and I'm able to go out on dates now and be clear about my intentions, right? I'm able to make YouTube videos like this. It's not like I don't feel anxiety even right now, but I'm able to do it, right? So, and also things like negotiation, right? Negotiation is something that made me very anxious, hated doing it. It still makes me anxious. But now I'm able to go into, say, a job interview and say, yeah, this is the salary that I want. This is the salary that I'm looking for. So what changed? How was I able to go from, again, my starting point to being able to fully and truly express what I'm feeling inside, right? And the best advice I have on this end is just stopping the battle and leaving the battlefield is what helped me. Now, what do I mean by that? Look, this internal battle that at least I was having with myself, right? Where it's like, oh, you're terrible, you're not good at this, you're not good at that, and like these negative thought patterns, right? That I was stuck in. And then again, I would try to counteract it by taking the spectrum too far the other way, right? Oh no, I'm actually great. There was like this constant internal battle going on in my head all the time, of like, oh, I can do this. Oh no, I can't do this, and again, there was just this internal battle going on. Work for me is just letting that shit go, man. Letting that shit go, right? That's what's helped me so far. It's like if I step into a boxing, just to give the boxing example, if I step into a boxing match, I don't need to be like, oh, I'm gonna win this fight for sure. I still try to think positively. I do visualization. I do all that stuff. I say if I get knocked out, I get knocked out. If I win, I win. You know, just that's it. It's not winning will not define me as now I'm like this super great alpha whatever, and losing will not define me as oh I'm this loser and you know you get what I'm saying, right? I don't so closely identify with all this. Similar to say a social situation, right? If I walk into a conversation or whatever and I come off awkward, I come off weird, whatever it may be, right? That doesn't destroy my self-esteem like oh I'm so weird and what do people think. Again, it's not like I don't struggle with these things at all. I still struggle with anxiety, still struggle with insecurity, but I'm in a significantly better place than I was before, and that's the only point I'm trying to drive home here. And similarly, if I go into a social situation, everyone likes me and all that, it's not like oh now I'm the man or something like this. It's just kind of like oh cool, people like me, right? There is no battle or battlefield in my mind anymore. At least it's reduced to a great extent, and that's what helped me the most is just leaving the battlefield, right? Rather than trying to constantly assert some sort of dominance or wallowing in some sort of inferiority, right? That's what helped me the most. Now, part of the issue here is these people. Oh boy, these people I cannot stand. I swear. These people on the black pill forums, it's like, oh, it's all about the looks, bro, or you have similar other ideologies, right? Oh, it's all about the money, bro, or something like this, right? Oh, it's all about the aesthetics, bro. Like, no, take that thought out the window. We don't listen to those people. These people put a train of thought on us that doesn't serve us whatsoever. Look, I have heard like and this was like again when I was struggling with the insecurity thing, right? I have heard even going the things as deep as you know people saying like, "Oh, you're brown, you're never going to be successful with dating." Right in the Western world, I've heard things like that, and I'm using nice words here. I've heard much worse. But the point I'm trying to make is like these things that were outside of my control, even which I was told that this was a standard I needed to meet, right? And even in terms of beauty standards, there were standards like, oh, yeah, you got to be this much tall. And it's not like I'm a short guy, but the point I'm making is that there were a lot of standards being imposed, or at least it felt like, you got to have abs, you got to have money, whatever it may be, right? There were all these standards being imposed. And like I said, some of them are just straight up out of your control, out of your control, right? And let me tell you, when I started the self improvement stuff, right, or rather even a little bit before then, I was in like grade 8 maybe. I wasn't really into self improvement. I was just like this kid playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 all day, like yelling at my TV. If you showed that kid the person I am today, right? I'm in great shape. I make good money. I have a decent understanding of style and all these things. If you showed that kid the man who's talking to you right now, back then I would have been like, "Yo, that'd be sick. Like I would never feel insecure anymore if I looked like that. Like that'd be great." And at that point, again, I had like nothing going on in my life, right? So anytime I try to express interest in like a dating aspect, I'd get rejected, right? And I understand why. Again, I had nothing going on in my life. Like, I understand why someone wouldn't be attracted to me when I was at that point in my life. But the point I'm making is to show that kid who I am now. He'd be like, man, no way. I feel insecure if I look like that. Now I look like this. Right? Now I look like this. So these external standards are never ending. And please understand, I'm not trying to say stop striving for self improvement. I'm not trying to say stop striving for your goals. Even if your goals are vain, if you just want to go out, you want to get more dates, you want to get more money, go for it. Go for it. I'm not one of those self improvement people who's like, oh, you can't like casually date. No, that's bad. Like, no, do what you want. Do what you want. As long as you recognize that these external standards that are being put on you, this is going to be a never ending ladder. So let that go. Let that go. Maybe it's like, oh, it's in your mind right now. It's like, oh, when I have abs, then I'll be happy. And then I'll feel secure with myself. Or when I have money, then I'll be happy. Or whatever external standard you have on yourself. I'm telling you, leave the battlefield, let it go. Because once you reach that point, you recognize now there's another ladder in front of you, right? And these ladders are never ending. These ladders are never ending, right? So that's the main point I'm trying to make here. Let that go. Accept yourself as you are now. Again, that doesn't mean we don't strive for improvement. We do, right? Accept yourself as you are now. Let go of the battle. Walk away from the battlefield. And I think this will really help in making you feel more comfortable and putting yourself out there, right? Because now whether you get accepted or rejected is not a case of, oh, I'm a great person, I'm a bad person. It just is, right? It is what it is, right? All right. Now I just want to end this video off by saying, hey, be kind to yourself throughout this process. This is not an easy journey whatsoever, right? Look, when I started this stuff, again, I was coming from a place of deep, deep, deep anxieties and insecurity. My insecurities were literally seeping out of me, right? And that's not an understatement. I've had like literally girls. This one girl I remember in particular. I was dating her. We had already hooked up, everything, right? And literally after we hooked up, I remember sitting down with her, right? And she was just telling me like, I don't understand why you're so insecure about yourself. And I didn't even say anything. It's like, but that's how much it was seeping out of me that she could literally see it and feel it, right? So I've struggled greatly with anxieties, insecurities, and I've set every standard for myself, feeling, oh, if I have abs, then this will go away, and then I got abs. Oh, if I make six figures, then it will go away. Now I make six figures, right? And there's still that part of me. It kind of creeps back. Oh, if I make seven figures, then maybe. Like, no, let that go, right? But again, I understand completely what it's like to struggle greatly with these anxieties, insecurities. I mean, the only reason I got onto self improvement was just to improve my dating life. I didn't care about any of this. Oh, meditate to improve your mental health. Like, I didn't care, bro. I didn't care. I was just like, how can I improve my dating life? I want to improve my dating life. I don't care anything else, right? And I've seen improvements in my dating life at this point, right? And even right now, but I'm telling you, until I recognize this, I keep driving this point home. But this is how passionately I feel about it. Until I recognize this, that this constant striving will never stop, because every single goal I'd initially set out, I have achieved, and those standards were still coming back, those insecurities were still creeping back, and that's when I realized again, it's probably time to accept myself as I am, and I'm still working on that, but that has led me to a lot more happiness and a lot more inner satisfaction, right? But again, I completely and totally understand what it's like to be in that painful place of extreme anxieties and insecurities. So be kind to yourself and be proud of yourself every single day for showing up. A lot of people will start the self-improvement stuff, right? Whether it be improving your finances, your physique, whatever it may be. A lot of people will go on the journey. Not a lot will see it through till the end. And I just want you to imagine for a second. Imagine you take this advice, you run with it, and your dating life is improving day by day by day, right? Your money is growing day by day by day. Because again, you're putting in the work day in, day out, right? Rather than wallowing and feeling sorry for yourself, right? You're putting in that work daily, right? More than that, most importantly, you've put in the work, you've accepted yourself as you are, and you feel your confidence in yourself increase day by day by day, and you feel more secure in yourself than you ever have before. Imagine that. And that's the path you're on. Hey, keep working hard. I believe in you, but what I believe doesn't matter. What you believe matters. So I hope you believe in yourself too. That's all I got for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Ultimately, I want this to be our positive little community where we help each other, support each other, and help each other get to the next level in life. So please come join the community. I'll leave my Instagram, TikTok in the description, also somewhere here. Please do support there as well. Please do like, comment, subscribe. I'll talk to you later. Peace.